There are some stories of Linden history that you might not be aware of. One of my favorites is John Shippen. Not only was he the first African American to compete in the US Open, he was the first American-born golfer to compete in the US Open. He was born in 1879 in Washington, D.C., the grandson of a slave from Alabama. His father was a minister, and when John was 9 years old, his father was assigned to the Shinnecock Nation on eastern Long Island, where Shinnecock Hills Golf Course was built around the turn of the century, and chosen to host the second U.S. Open in 1896. He became an avid caddy golfer as a young boy, and by the time he was 16 was one of the best golfers at the course. And the organizer of the Open at the time wanted Mr. Shippen to play, and most of the competitors, in fact all of the competitors in those days, were strictly British, Irish, Scottish golfers, protested that they were going to boycott the US Open. And thankfully the organizer stood his ground and said, I don't care if we have just two competitors, but the US Open is going to go on regardless with Mr. Shippen competing. After his retirement, unfortunately, his legacy was forgotten for the most part, and he passed away unceremoniously in 1968 in a nursing home in Newark. And he wound up being interred in Rosedale Cemetery here in Linden in 1968 in an unmarked grave. And it took some 35 years or so before an appreciation of his career led to a grave marker being properly put on his grave, noting the fact that not only was he the first African American to compete in the US Open, he was the first American-born golfer to compete in the US Open.